League cannot be eliminated in any attack as countrymen are main source of the party, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina.
Awami League গণমানুষের সংগঠন, Awami League জনগণের অধিকার আদায়ের সংগঠন, Awami League জনগণের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নতি করার সংগঠন। কাজে বারবার আঘাত এসেও এই সংগঠনকে কোনো ক্ষতি করতে পারে নাই।
75th founding anniversary of Bangladesh Awami League being celebrated with various programs. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina pays homage to Bongobonds marking the day. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir calls upon countrymen to strengthen the power of Sheikh Hasina for resisting all conspiracies. Flood situation in eastern region improves while it deteriorates in northern areas of the country. Relief distribution continues in flood affected areas. Israeli attacks continue in various places including Rafah, triggering fears of regional war. And Afghanistan make history by beating Australia by 21 runs in Super 8 stage of T20 World Cup. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I'm Shongit Ahmed with you tonight. You've just heard the headlines and now on to the rest of the news.
জানতাম না আপনাদের কাছে আমি ফিরে আসবো। আমি খালি একটা কথা বলেছিলাম, তোমরা যদি আমাকে মেরে ফেলে দাও আমার আপত্তি নাই, মৃত্যুর পরে আমার লাশটা আমার বাঙালির কাছে দিয়ে দিও, এই একটা অনুরোধ তোমাদের কাছে।
Prime Minister and Awami League President Sheikh Hasina has asked her partymen to work for a well-organized party and achieve the people's confidence and trust so that no attack or conspiracy can destroy the party, as it is like a phoenix bird which rises from the ashes of the burnt. The Prime Minister made the call while presiding over a mammoth public rally held at the historic Sarwardi Udyan in the capital, marking the 75th founding anniversary of Awami League. At the outset of the rally, the Awami League President, along with her party's General Secretary, hoisted the national and party flags and formally opened the program by releasing pigeons and balloons. Despite repeated attacks to destroy the Awami League, none can harm the party as it is the organization of mass people, the Prime Minister said. Sheikh Hasina reminded all that Awami League is the party to establish rights of the people and carry out socio-economic advancements of the country. She said all the achievements of the nation, including the country's independence and current socio-economic development, have been earned under the leadership of the Awami League.
আওয়ামী লীগ গণমানুষের সংগঠন, আওয়ামী লীগ জনগণের অধিকার আদায়ের সংগঠন, আওয়ামী লীগ জনগণের আর্থসামাজিক উন্নতি করার সংগঠন। কাজে বারবার আঘাত এসেও এই সংগঠনকে কোনো ক্ষতি করতে পারে নাই। ফিনিক্স পাখির মতো যেমন সেই পুড়িয়ে ফেলার পরেও ভস্ম থেকে জেগে ওঠে, এই আওয়ামী লীগ ঠিক সেইভাবেই জেগে উঠেছে। 2007 সালেও চেষ্টা করা হয়েছিল আওয়ামী লীগ নিশ্চিত করে দিয়ে নতুন কিংস পার্টি গড়ে তুলবে, সেটাও সফল করতে পারেনি। তার কারণ আওয়ামী লীগের মূল শক্তি হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশের জনগণ। আওয়ামী লীগের অগণিত নেতা কর্মী, মুজিব আদর্শের সৈনিক, এই সৈনিকরা কখনো পরাভব মানে না। প্রত্যেক নেতা কর্মীকে এই প্রতিষ্ঠা বার্ষিকীতে বলবো যে যেমন সংগঠন করতে হবে, সেইভাবে জনগণের আস্থা বিশ্বাস, যেটা আমাদের মূল শক্তি, সেই আস্থা বিশ্বাসটা অর্জন করতে হবে। আর সেই আস্থা বিশ্বাস অর্জন করতে পেরেছি বলেই বারবার জনগণ আমাদের ভোট দিয়েছে আর বারবার ক্ষমতায় সেই দীর্ঘ সময় গণতান্ত্রিক ধারা অব্যাহত আছে আর গণতান্ত্রিক ধারা অব্যাহত আছে বলেই আজকে আর্থসামাজিকভাবে বাংলাদেশ এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ আজকে বিশ্ব দরবারে উন্নয়নের রোল মডেল হিসেবে স্বীকৃতি পেয়েছে বিশ্বে আজকে মাথা উঁচু করে চলার সুযোগ সৃষ্টি হয়েছে কাজে এটাকে ধরে রেখেই আমাদের সামনের দিকে এগিয়ে যেতে হবে আমরা স্মার্ট জনগোষ্ঠী গড়ে তুলব স্মার্ট সরকার স্মার্ট অর্থনীতি স্মার্ট সোসাইটি গড়ে তুলে এই বাংলাদেশ বিশ্বে মাথা উঁচু করে এগিয়ে যাবে প্রতিষ্ঠা বার্ষিকী প্লাটিনাম জুবিলিতে এইটাই আমাদের প্রতিজ্ঞা সেই প্রতিজ্ঞা আপনারা আছেন বলেন হাত তুলে বলেন
Earlier, the Prime Minister witnessed a colourful cultural programme. Meanwhile, addressing the founding anniversary discussion of the party, Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir said Sheikh Hasina proved Bengalis to be a heroic nation by constructing Podda Bridge with self-finance.
আজকে আমাদের সক্ষমতার প্রতি পদ্মা সেতু আজ আমাদের সাহসের প্রতি শেখ হাসিনার সব কীর্তি আসুন আমরা সকলে মিলে বঙ্গবন্ধুর কন্যাকে তার হাতকে শক্তিশালী করে তুলি
Obaidul Qadir said national and international propaganda are going on against the country. He called upon the countrymen to strengthen the power of Sheikh Hasina and to resist conspiracies.
শেখ হাসিনার উন্নয়ন অনেকে দেখতে পায় না আজকে একটি দল তারা অন্তর জ্বালায় জ্বলছে ওরা পূর্ণিমা রাতে অমাবস্যার অন্ধকার দেখে ওরা উন্নয়ন দেখতে পায় না এরা আমাদের স্বাধীনতা আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধের শত্রু
Meanwhile, leaders and workers of Awami League and its associate organizations from different police stations, wards, unions and adjoining districts of Dhaka attended the discussion organized on the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee of Awami League. Before noon, the leaders and activists started coming to the meeting venue, playing drums and band parties in a cheering mood. Leaders and activists from the different constituencies came to Sarwardi Uddan by buses and trucks. They gathered in front of the Sarwardi Uddan and chanted various slogans. With the passage of time, the presence of leaders and activists increased, especially after 3 p.m. A massive crowd was formed in front of the entrance gate of Sarwardi Uddan. The leaders and activists who came to the rally were seen holding national and party flags. Besides, placards displaying development projects of the present government like Podda Bridge, Metro Rail, Bongobonds Tunnel, banners and placards with photos of Bongobonds Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his daughter Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Shojib Wajed Joy were also seen in their hands. The leaders and activists said Bangladesh will march forward under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid glowing tributes to the father of the nation, Bongobonds Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, marking the 75th founding anniversary of the ruling Awami League. She paid homage to Bongobonds by placing a wreath at the portrait of the father of the nation at Bongobonds Memorial Museum at Dhanmondi 32 this morning. After laying the wreath, the Prime Minister stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memory of Bongobonds. Later flanked by senior party leaders, Sheikh Hasina, also President of Awami League, paid tributes to Bongobonds by placing another wreath at the portrait of the father of the nation on behalf of her party. After placing wreath at the portrait of the father of the nation, Bongobonds Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at Dhanmondi 32, Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has emphasized that confronting the communal evil forces led by BNP stands as the forthcoming challenge for Awami League.
আমরা আমাদের রক্তমূল্যে অর্জিত বিজয়কে সুসংহত করব। আমাদের চলার পথের প্রধান বাধা বর্ণচোরা বিএনপি মুক্তিযুদ্ধের নামে এই বর্ণচোরারা মাহতাবাদী করে আমাদের আজকে সাম্প্রদায়িক জঙ্গিবাদী শক্তি আমাদের অভিন্ন শত্রু। এই অভিন্ন শত্রু বিএনপির নেতৃত্বে ঐক্যবদ্ধ। আমাদের আজকে অঙ্গীকার, আমাদের আজকের শপথ, এই অপশক্তিকে পরাজিত করতে হবে, পরাভূত করতে হবে এবং আমাদের বিজয়কে আমরা সুসংহত করব। বঙ্গবন্ধুর স্বপ্নের সোনার বাংলা অভিমুখে বঙ্গবন্ধু কন্যা শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে আমরা স্মার্ট বাংলাদেশ নির্মাণ করব।
Bangladesh Awami League and its associate organizations paid tribute to Bongobondu by placing floral wreaths at the portrait of the father of the nation at Dhanmondi 32 in the capital this morning, marking the 75th founding anniversary of the party. After placing the wreaths, they stood in solemn silence for a while as a mark of profound respect to the great leader. Deputy Speaker Shamsul Haq Tuku, Chief Whip Noor Alam Chaudhary, Dhaka North and South City Unit Awami League, Awami Jubo League, Awami Shetchashebok League, Bangladesh Chhatra League, Jatiyo Shromik League, Tati League, Krishok League also paid tributes to Bongobondu's portrait. Bangladesh Awami League has paid tribute to Bongobondu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman on the occasion of the 75th founding anniversary of the party. A team led by the Awami League Presidium member Muhammad Farooq Khan paid homage by placing wreaths at the mausoleum of Bongobondu in Tungipara of Gopalganj this morning. Later, dua and munajat were offered seeking the salvation of Bongobondu and the martyrs of August 15. Convener of CHT Peace Accord Implementation and Monitoring Committee Abul Hasnat Abdullah, Awami League Organizing Secretary S.M. Kamal Hussain, State Minister for Education Shamsun Nahar, Lawmaker Faridun Nahar Laili and others were present. Tungipara Awami League arranged a discussion and dua mehfil on the occasion of the founding anniversary. Chief of Army Staff General Wajed Zaman was adorned with the new rank badge of General in the presence of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Bongobonds this afternoon. Deputy Press Secretary to the Prime Minister K.M. Shakhawat Moon said Chief of Naval Staff Admiral M. Nazmul Hassan and Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Hassan Mahmud Khan adorned the Army Chief with the rank badge of General. After the ceremony, he said the Premier congratulated the new Army Chief by presenting him a bouquet and wished him success. The Army Chief also greeted the Prime Minister by presenting a bouquet. Newly appointed Chief of Army Staff General Wajed Zaman paid a courtesy call on President Muhammad Shahabuddin at Bongobonds this afternoon. The President's wife, Dr. Rebecca Sultana, was present. Later, the President's Press Secretary, Mohammad Join al-Abedin, said that during the meeting, the new Army Chief sought the President's directive and cooperation in discharging his duties. President Muhammad Shahabuddin said the members of the armed forces are performing various duties at the national and international level with great success. The President lauded the professionalism and efficiency of the Army members during the national crisis and also in the UN peacekeeping missions. Congratulating the new Army Chief, President Muhammad Shahabuddin expressed hope that under the leadership of the new Chief, the Bangladesh Army would go further in the days to come. The President's Office Secretary Muhammad Wahidul Islam Khan and Military Secretary Major General Muhammad Adil Chaudhary were present. Member of the Parliament from the ruling party Amir Hossain Ammu said all achievements of Bangladesh have come through Bangladesh Awami League. He said this while addressing the general discussion on the proposed budget of 24-25 fiscal year in Jatiya সংসদ today. Amir Hossain Ammu said Bangladesh has now turned into a hunger-free country under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The basic rights of the people are also being ensured, he added. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary presided over the সংসদ session, which started in the afternoon. Other members of the parliament participating in the discussion said the proposed budget for 2024-25 fiscal year has emphasized a curbing inflation to make the economy of the country stable. They said a balanced, people-oriented, well-timed and realistic budget has been proposed despite the ongoing global crisis. The House is now adjourned till 5 p.m. tomorrow. Foreign Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmud has said the country would have made more progress during the 75-year journey of Awami League had BNP not indulged in the anti-independence evil activities. He said this while exchanging views with the journalists at the Foreign Ministry today.
সংগ্রাম ঐতিহ্য এবং অর্জনের নাম হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগ। বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগের নেতৃত্বেই বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা এসেছে। জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা ঘোষণা করার পর আওয়ামী লীগ নেতৃত্বাধীন সরকারের অধীনেই মুক্তিযুদ্ধ পরিচালিত হয় এবং মুক্তিযুদ্ধের সেক্টর কমান্ডগুলো গঠিত হয় এবং আওয়ামী লীগ নেতৃত্বাধীন সরকার সেই সেক্টর কমান্ডার উপসেক্টর কমান্ডারদেরকে বেতনও দিত। জিয়া রহমান সহ মুক্তিযুদ্ধের সমস্ত সেক্টর কমান্ডাররা 400 টাকা বেতন পেতেন।
Responding to a query on the Prime Minister's recent India tour, the Foreign Minister said the visit was fruitful and cordial. The Premier will make it a public detail soon. Responding to queries from journalists on a much talked about Motiur Rahman, the Foreign Minister said measures are being taken against this officer. Awami League Relief and Social Welfare Secretary Aminul Islam Amin was present. The flood situation has improved slightly in Sylhet, Maulavi Bazar and Shunamganj. On the other hand, the situation has worsened in Tangail, Bogura and Gaibandha due to upstream water. Meanwhile, the local administrations in the flood-hit districts have been distributing relief to the flood-affected people. In Maulavi Bazar, around 3 lakh people were marooned by the floodwaters in the district. The floodwater, however, started receding in the district. More than 6,000 people have been taken to shelter at 205 shelters in the district. Local administration is distributing relief, saline and water purification tablets among the flood victims. In Shunamganj, the flood situation has improved in the district. Flood-affected people in various upazilas started returning to their homes from the shelters. Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Rashid Iqbal Chaudhary has distributed food among the flood victims in Shunamganj municipality. In Tangail, water in all rivers but 2 is increasing in the district. Various areas of Tangail, Shodor, Bhuapur and Mirzapur are affected by river erosion. In Bogura, water in the Jamuna River has increased in the district. Member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Defence Ministry, freedom fighter Mujibur Rahman Monju, yesterday visited the affected areas in Dhunat Upazila. In Gaibandha, water in the Tista, Korottua, Brahmaputra and Ghagat rivers has swelled and many areas of the district have been affected by river erosion. However, the executive engineer of the Water Development Board said all rivers were flowing below the danger mark. Meanwhile, the district administration has allotted cash, dry food, rice and lentils to the flood-affected people. And now on to international news. Rescue workers struggle to pull out bodies buried under rubble in the northern Gaza a day after Israeli strikers killed at least 50 Palestinians across the devastated enclave. Israeli forces have continued attack on Gaza, including Rafah in the south and Gaza City in the north. The latest attacks bring the number of people killed in Gaza in the last 24 hours to 56 people. Israeli forces have been accused of using a Palestinian man as a human shield in the occupied West Bank. The wounded man was tied to the hood of a military vehicle in Jenin. Meanwhile, Hezbollah has released a new drone video, it says, shows sensitive Israeli sites, including military zones in the northern city of Haifa, as the fears grow of an all-out war between the two sides. In Israel, tens of thousands of protesters waving Israeli flags and chanting slogans against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government rallied in Tel Aviv Saturday, demanding new elections and the return of hostages held in Gaza. Many protesters held signs reading "Prime Minister" and "Stop the War" as people poured into the biggest Israeli city's main thoroughfare. A separate Tel Aviv rally on Saturday night drew thousands of relatives and supporters of the hostages. Houthi groups have claimed an attack on a commercial ship near Yemen. The attack took place 126 nautical miles east of the port city of Aden. The group claimed that the ship used an Israeli port to transport cargo. The Houthis, in solidarity with Palestinian armed fighters in Gaza, have been conducting drone and missile attacks on waterways near Yemen since November. In more than 70 attacks so far, the Houthis have sunk 2 ships and captured another. Besides, they killed at least 3 sailors. Russia and Ukraine traded attacks which resulted in casualties overnight and into Sunday, officials from both sides say. Reports say 1 person was killed and 10 others wounded by Russian strikes on Ukraine's eastern city of Kharkiv. Moreover, 2 people were injured and dozens of residential and other buildings damaged in a Russian missile attack on Kyiv overnight. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces destroyed aerial drone facilities in the southern Russian region of Krasnodar. Its navy reported on Telegram. Satellite images confirmed that the destruction of storage depots, training facilities and control points for drones in the region, which lies to the east of the Crimean Peninsula, it said, publishing photos to provide evidence. A U.S. aircraft carrier arrived in southern Korea for a joint military drills aimed to better counter North Korean threats, Seoul's Navy said. And the announcement came a day after South Korea summoned the Russian ambassador to Seoul to protest a defense deal signed by President Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un in Pyongyang this week, which included a pledge to come to each other's aid if attacked. In a statement, the South Korean Navy said its arrival demonstrates the strong combined defense posture of the South Korea-US alliance and their firm resolve to respond to the escalating threats from North Korea. The USS Theodore Roosevelt is expected to participate in joint exercises with South Korea and Japan this month. Pyongyang has always decried similar combined drills as rehearsals for an invasion. And now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light to moderate rain or thunder showers accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at many places over Rangpur, Mymensingh and Sylhet divisions, a few places over Chattogram division and at 1 or 2 places over Rajshahi, Dhaka, Khulna and Borishal divisions. Besides, moderately heavy to heavy falls likely to occur at places over Rangpur, Mymensingh and Sylhet divisions. Night and day temperature may rise slightly over the country, said Met Office. Now news on sports. Afghanistan defeated Australia by 21 runs in the Super 8 match of the ICC T20 World Cup. The Afghans beat the Aussies for the first time in this format of their cricket history. Batting first after losing the toss in St. Vincent, Afghanistan scored 148 runs for 6 wickets in 20 overs. Rahmanullah Gurbaz scored 60 and Ibrahim Zadran scored 51 runs for the team. Australian pacer Pat Cummins completed the second hat-trick in this World Cup today. He also became the first cricketer in the world to take multiple hat-tricks in the T20 World Cup. Chasing a target of 149 to win, Australia were bowled out for 127 in 19 overs and 2 balls. Glenn Maxwell scored 59 runs and Gulbadin Naib was man of the match for taking 4 wickets for 20 runs. And before we end tonight's bulletin, another look at the headlines. Awami League cannot be eliminated by any attack as countrymen are main source of the party, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The 75th founding anniversary of Bangladesh Awami League being celebrated with various programs, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina pays homage to Bongobonds marking the day. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir calls upon the countrymen to strengthen the power of Sheikh Hasina for resisting all conspiracies. Flood situation in the eastern region improves while it deteriorates in the northern areas of the country. Relief distribution continues in flood-affected areas. Israeli attacks continue in various places, including Rafah, triggering fears of regional war. And Afghanistan make history by beating Australia by 21 runs in the Super 8 stage of T20 World Cup. That's all from us for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our Bangla news at 11:30. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.